Alright, let's pick up some more of this Sunless Sea here. I think I'm going to go and get a mirror catch box so we can progress with the Tireless Mechanics storyline. We still haven't found the Chapel of Lights for the Sigil-Ridden Navigator, but that's okay for now. I believe last time we were in London we went ahead and took care of everything. Yeah, we just need to get some more fuel now. Alright, let's set sail here. We're going to go to, I did look this one up because I really couldn't remember. We're going to go to Khan's Shadow to pick up a mirror catch box, and then we'll head to the Hunter's Keep for that story. Let's stop by the Abbey Rock to compile a port report. And I don't think we can get in. We can search the surroundings though. Oh, nice. Strategic information, 5 supplies, and 5 fuel. Holy shit. A cache. You follow tracks into a sea cave. Someone has stored food, supplies, ammunition. It can't be the nuns. These crates have a Khan-Age look. The Admiralty will want to know about this. We can also trade off supplies for 20 echoes, but that's the price that we purchased them for at London, so... we could bring them recent news. Brief attention. The muscular prioress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to news of marshbeat predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but the blessing reassures your crew. I don't know if we've actually been here, so I'll go ahead and read this description as well. Abbey Rock, a black spit of an island, far from anywhere that anyone would want to go. And that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. Let's see if we can watch the Covenant. Exotic refuse. The Covenant is silent. A few lights prick its bulk. Bells surround the times of prayer. You're almost ready to give up when a side door opens. 4 nuns march out, carrying something wrapped in a blanket, and fling it into the sea. You creep down to examine it. It was likely unidentifiable even before the nuns used it for weapons practice. Now it leaks fluids from a dozen puncture wounds, but it still smells of the Z. We have a strange catch. It might be some sort of fish, but best not to look too closely. Alright, let's be on our way. We'll stop by Station 3 as well to grab a port report. Khan's Shadow, the city that swam. So we've been here before. Let's get ourselves a port report. And the empty mirror catch box. Now we can actually fill this mirror catch box too with stuff that we can smuggle, but we don't really need to be doing that right now, I don't think. Because I'd like to go ahead and do the doctor's story. What did he need again? Wait, was it the mechanic or was it somebody else? Let me check my journal. Yeah, take a clayman and an empty mirror catch box to Hunter's Keep. Hopefully our claymen here will work. It's a trio of them, so theoretically that should be fine. We'll stop in Khan's Shadow and try to get a port report really quickly too before sneaking on out. The crawling stars again. Okay. There we go. Lost some terror. Let's see. That's Pigmote Isle. That's a pretty long story. So I'm going to forego that for now. That is an interesting story though, but it's just very lengthy. I would like to stop by the salt lions, but at this point I don't have enough cargo space. So we'll try to hit up some more islands on the way in that perhaps we haven't seen yet. Demo Island, a fervid forest of fungus, the Iron and Misery Company funging station. I&M has a funger operation here, felling giant bulbous shrooms for building materials, harvesting curali for medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable Factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Let's grab tea with the Factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. An interlude. You sit on the veranda of the Factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle. An expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the Factor is in good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and the roses of Irem, the monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and a little restaurant in Venderbite where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbite, I know. I'd never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Bolagus fronds carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I have eaten so much of this stuff I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Alright, so we've gained supplies, and we've been told of an exceptionally fine restaurant in Venderbite. Let's go ahead and compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities, the business of spores. Of course, I&M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, you record what you can. Alright. Alright, so we're going to need to repair when we get back into town. Yeah, we'll hit up London first just to be safe, get our hull fixed up. Recurring nightmare watched. The sea is bright as milk, false stars above you are black on a pitchy bed. Something is watching you, its gaze enfolds your boat. You are transparent as glass. Flee the nightmare, turn the helm and flee across the milk-bright sea, a straightforward challenge. An escape? The sea churns in your wake. You pull away from the eye into the shallower waters of waking, but a terror clings. Okay. Nightmare's end, a weight has lifted. Your dreams have passed. That's good. Isn't it? Alright, so we no longer have the recurring nightmare, which is good because we're still pretty early into the game and I'm not sure what all that quest line entails, but it's probably terrible. Okay, back to London. The alarming scholar has invited us. Nice, a little present from the scholar. You've been so very helpful. I wanted to give you something for your next voyage. I've bottled it myself. So this is the same sort of thing that they gave us last time, so we've gained 2 supplies, it seems. That's actually really nice. If we get that every time we return to London now because of our reputation, that's like 40 echoes worth of supplies per thing. That's pretty damn good. Alright, let's check out the Admiralty's office, turn in some port reports. Actually, how do we combine the strategic intelligence into... Right-click to use. Okay, what do we need? We don't want a memory of distant shores or a Z story. Yeah, we want a move in the game. But what are we missing? We haven't found a move in the game yet. Okay. So we'll need to unlock that before we can combine these into a move in the game. And that's a more valuable item than 2 separate strategic informations. So let's go ahead and... Oh wait, no, vital intelligence is what we want. Let me see again. So we can make it, yeah. Huh. Alright, what else do we have? Alright, well, let's go ahead and turn in our port reports. We'll figure that out later. We've still got plenty of currency, a lot of materials. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Khan's Heart, we've done that one before. Khan's Shadow. Demo Island. And that should be it for now. Let's go ahead and lower our terror. There we go, we've lost 5 terror. Oh shoot. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with a likely lass. She tipsily claims to be a spy. Whatever she is, she's easy to like, and when the evening ends, you're still together. An interlude. The next morning, she gives you a pewter locket. As you reach for it, she grips it briefly in her fist. "Don't you dare forget me," she says. So we can start an affair with the likely lass in port, and then at one point have a kid, which is sort of like a legacy type thing for the next captain that we do. You can pass on some of your stats for your attributes or some of your wealth and stuff like that, or your ship even, to your next captain in the event that you die. That's sort of how you start up the legacy stuff. Let's see, who's our new recruit? Sure, we'll do Maybe's daughter. At the end of a rotting deck, a woman perches on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than everything else in view. "Hello, where are you headed? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry." "Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass that on? You don't want them distracting me from my duties." So we now have a new crew member, Maybe's daughter. Let's see, how does she stack up compared to our current engineer? More diversity of the stuff that she gives. So she gives engine power versus fuel efficiency. So I'll probably stick with the fuel efficiency for now, because we're still not particularly wealthy. I'll go ahead and talk to her though. I think that her quest involved checking a bunch of different ports. Perhaps you don't entirely trust her, but she keeps the engines turning and she's hard to dislike. Invite her to dine. That's a lovely idea. How about a fish dinner? I do have quite particular tastes in fish. That might have used up our strange catch that we had. A knowing smile. I've heard about you. You like to invite your officers to dinner, learn their secrets. Well, you don't need to dig far to find my secret. I wanted to talk to you about it, actually. I've never met my mother. I know my father. I'm a countess on his side, actually. I'd like to find her. She's somewhere out at Z, if only... Really? You'd help me? That's too kind. If you insist, here, it so happens that I made a list earlier tonight. Her mother will be found in one of these places: Wither, the Isle of Cats, Irem, the Chelenate, Khan's Shadow, Port Carnelian, or the surface port of Naples. So we've gained a secret, lost a supply, and a strange catch, and now there's all these potential locations where her mother might be, so that's good to have, because when we arrive at these various ports we can look around. Alright, what else was there to do? We need to repair our ship because we're at 35 out of 75. So we can get a full hull repair for 100, or we can go to the Admiralties and use some of our favor for cheap, good quality work. Let's do that. Alright, that's a full repair for only 24 echo instead of 100. Although we did lose some of our favor with the Admiralty, which is fine. So next we're going to want to head to that one island with our tireless mechanic. We have more than enough fuel and supplies for the journey. Let's go ahead and head up to Hunter's Keep. Let's go ahead and get our port report while we're here. Oh, so what else do I need? Okay, so I need not the Clayman that we have equipped to our ship, but a Clayman bound for London, which is accepting a passenger, basically. And what else do we need? We need one more Memory of Distant Shores. And then we'll be good. Okay, well let's try to eat with one of those sisters. Does one of them give us a Memory of Distant Shores? I think it might be Phoebe. Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell of two lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering on the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The Untersee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between the islands. Vast-spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there. You finish the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. Nailed it. We've gained a memory of a distant shore. And a supply, and we've lost terror. And we have the attention of the god of the sea, Storm. So wait, what did I need for this guy then? Okay, so we did have enough memories of distant shores. That was my mistake. I thought it said that we needed to, but we had to. So now we just need the one clayman marked for London. So we're at full repair. Polythreme's over there. So I'm going to go get a bit more fuel here, and then we'll just go ahead and run and make that journey. We might stop at a few ports on the ways in, just to get some port reports for a little bit of extra income. But yeah, I'd really like to resolve that story since we're pretty much right there on it. Go ahead and go to Dry Dock. Try to get some fuel with our favors. Okay, now we only have 3 favors remaining, so we can't do that anymore. Alright, that should be more than enough fuel to go out and do this. Here's an event. Don't you dare forget me. You stand on the bridge with the likely lass's locket in your hand. Yeah, let's keep it. It's a risk for both of you. Shorebound lovers grow lonely, and Z captains die young. Close your hand over the locket. The Z air is cold, but the heat of your blood has warmed the metal of the locket. Keep it closed. You have a sweetheart in London. So I think we will stop by Gatorsmorn, Ashhaven, and then to Polythreme. And then we can circle down through these areas to grab port reports on the way back in. Ah shit, we pushed the engines too hard running there. Set off a fire. Damn, we lost 35 hull and 1 crew member. That's rough. Here we go. Carry Claymen to London. We need 6 cargo space. We have that. Are they passengers or cargo? They're certainly the easiest passengers imaginable, unless, just unless, one turns out to be an unfinished man. I believe we actually did this previously too, so let's get that port report. And let's see, where do we want to go? Yeah, we can stop by that harbor, the salt lines. We probably won't have enough cargo space to carry any, but that's okay, we'll get the port report. Then we can swing by Abbey Rock and head our way in. Alright, back to London real quick. Let's go ahead and repair our ship. Let's get some more crew since we lost some. Let's put our ship in dry dock. Let's do the 75 or 100. Let's just do the complete repair, because we're going to be turning stuff into the Admiralty anyway. Okay, what else to do? Go ahead and read the papers. And then we'll head to Hunter's Keep here. Alright, here we go. Visit the cellar. We will need, the mechanic tells the sisters, to visit your sub-cellar. Oh, that nasty place? Lucy says airily, a little hastily. Yes, we'll take you down there, she smiles, but we'll need stories. Something alarming for Cynthia, a Z story for Phoebe, and a tale of distant places for me. Beneath Hunter's Keep, the sisters listen with delight to your stories and unlock the cellar door for you. The key is so heavy that Cynthia can only lift it with both hands. We won't go in, she says. We don't go in. The signs on the stones have a Kaganian look. In the deepest sub-cellar, you find your candles illuminate a litter of tumbled stones, the remnants of a temple. The pool at the cellar's center is almost dry. The remaining water there seethes oddly in the candlelight as if it were near boiling, but it's quite cool to the touch. The writhing river flows near here, the mechanic remarks. One of the tributaries of Dream. I hope it doesn't touch the well these poor girls drink from. My enemies find me when I sleep, but this water will attract my enemies to this poor fellow. He bends to dip his hand in the water and sketches a sign on the clay man's forehead. The man watches him stolidly. The mechanic hands him the mirror catch box. Hold this, he says. Keep it open. Don't let go no matter what happens. The clay man's huge hands unfold the box. There, the mechanic says, turning to you. A serpent trap. Now I can sleep. I can finally sleep, he smiles. And then I think I may be able to offer you something rather interesting. So we've gained a serpent trap and lost all that other stuff. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Allow the mechanic to enjoy his sleep. It might be messy, he warns you. Could you have a couple of strong sailors standing by? Tell them to snap the box shut when the trouble begins. He holds up a bottle of laudanum. I will be sleeping deeply. Messy indeed. When nothing seems to be happening, you take to your own bunk, but a roar from the clay man brings you sprinting back to the mechanic's cabin. You fling open the door. The man's eyes seethe with viric flame. It's struggling against the efforts of the sailors to restrain it. As you rush to assist, it smashes one sailor against the wall with terrible force, but the other manages to snap the box close. Instantly, the man goes stiff, a lifeless clay statue. The viric glow now pulsates from the box. In the bunk, the mechanic sleeps on, his face wreathed in dreamy smiles. He will sleep until the morning. So we've lost our serpent trap and one of our crew, and we now have a mirror catch box full of very angry dream snakes. Yeah, let's ask him to explain what the hell is going on. Well, it's like this. I stole a secret from the Echo Bazaar with the help of the Finger Kings. You know, the serpents who ruled Dream. Then I reneged on the Finger Kings. Don't look at me like that. Would you rather I'd given them the secret? Pigs of stone. I talk about engines all the time, I'm sure you've noticed, and I dream about them. I found myself dreaming of the stone pigs. They're, I don't entirely understand still, but they're how the bazaar travels between stars. Did you know that they did that? And they sleep so the Finger Kings can crack their dreams open, so the Finger Kings recruited me. I found a secret in those dreams, an engine like the Z's never seen. Oh, Captain, let me build it for you. You won't be sorry, but there are some things I need. I know, isn't that always the way? Let's see, what does he need to build this remarkable engine? It actually doesn't say. Is there something in the journal here? Okay, here we go. The mechanic's secret in Frostfound. Find Frostfound in the north and retrieve the mechanic's secret from the penultimate chamber. I had to hide the secret somewhere the Finger Kings couldn't go. I hoped they'd leave me alone then, so I put it in Frostfound. Not the very heart of Frostfound. I'm not insane, but quite close to the heart. Find Frostfound in the north and retrieve the mechanic's secret from the penultimate chamber. So we're going to need to figure out a way into Frostfound in order to find the design for this engine. That is a worthwhile quest, though. A new engine would be pretty nice. But for now, let's head on home to London, and I'll probably call it from here. So next time we may head to Frostfound. An image in the thing. Okay. Good. Yeah, so this is a good leaving off point for now.